the top 3 questions I am asked most about sexual performance anxiety. If you are experiencing erection problems or sexual performance anxiety, you will want the answer to these 3 questions. If you find this video helpful, in the bottom right, you will see a button that says subscribe. Click on that button so that you can get the very latest brand new videos and tools as soon as I share them. So the first one, of course, is can I be fixed? Can I be fixed? It is normal to want the answer to this question. It's normal to be asking ourselves this question because so much feels uncertain. When we're experiencing erection challenges, our whole world feels uncertain. Who am I as a man? What does my future look like? Will my partner stay with me? Will I be able to have a partner because of this? What if I end up alone? If you can relate to any of those questions, you can see there's so much that feels uncertain. So it is normal to be asking ourselves, can I be fixed? And the answer to that question is yes. And I mean that sincerely. Yes, we can get this sorted. And I believe it's about using the right tools and strategies to get this done. The first step is getting to the bottom of what is actually going on so that we can figure out, is it a mindset thing or is it a medical thing? And once we're clear on that, usually it's mindset, it's then about using the right tools and strategies to get this sorted. So that's the first question that comes up most often. By the way, if you can relate to that, I'd like to invite you to take the performance anxiety quiz. I spoke about how we must get to the bottom of what is going on to figure out if it's a medical or a mindset thing. This quiz is designed to do exactly that. It's 10 yes or no questions that you ask yourself. And this will then show you your score plus what is going on for you personally so that you get to the bottom of this and you can start getting the right tools to get it sorted. If that sounds good to you, in the comments below you'll see the link to the performance anxiety quiz. When you click on that link, it will take you straight to the page where you can answer those 10 yes or no questions. All right, here's question number 2 that comes up most often. What can I do right now? What can I do right now? I often hear from guys, can you give me some kind of tip or something that I can just do right now to make this whole thing better? So there's an honesty answer to this of we know that there's not this one magic piece of information that we hadn't somehow found, but there are things that we can do right now to lower the intensity of this and lower the expectation and pressure off of ourselves. Here is what I recommend to guys, is to take sex off the table whilst we're getting this sorted. Okay, to take the expectation of sex off of the table whilst we're getting this sorted. It's normal to want to have this immediate instant fix. Okay, we want to do whatever it takes to get this sorted because it's painful, it's uncomfortable. We want to be out of that comfort. So asking this question is normal. It's a valid question to be asking. It's logical based on the situation and what's going on. So what do I mean by taking sex off of the table? What I mean is we add unnecessary pressure to ourselves by thinking, I must be able to go all of the way. I must be able to have sex, whether it's with our partner or a date, whatever the situation is. We add this unnecessary pressure, not just in the moment, but in the build up to the moment, even sometimes hours or days before. What if it happens again? It happened last time. What if I lose the erection? We're stacking and stacking and stacking this stress. So giving yourself some kindness and saying, okay, I am going to get this sorted. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to take the expectation of sex off of the table. By all means, focus on your partner's pleasure, have a good time, focus on intimacy, kissing, touching, sharing amazing memories together in the short term, but do not have this expectation that every time that must lead to sex. Because we add unnecessary pressure to ourselves and that continues this whole loop of stress that we experience. I do not mean permanently take sex off of the table, of course not. You know, I totally believe it's about getting back to having incredible sex, feeling confident in your body, sex without stress, sex without worry, being passionate, feeling like a sex god. All of these things are totally possible when we have the right tools to do them, and it's about taking unnecessary pressure off of the table whilst we're getting those tools. Okay, and then the third one, the final one is, have I experienced this too? Many guys ask me that question, have I experienced this too, or what's my experience of it? Yes, I have, and I'm going to share with you just a few instances of what I've experienced. And I believe we ask this question because we don't want to feel alone. We don't want to, there's this one part of us that feels like, am I the only one that is weird? Am I the only one that is abnormal or not a real man? We're asking ourselves these questions deep inside. And so when we ask somebody, have they experienced this too? I think part of it is to know that we're not alone in this. So I'm going to share with you a few examples now of things that I've experienced so that you know you're not alone. The first one is checking morning wood. Every single one of these that I'm about to mention, I have done. Waking up in the morning, checking, am I hard? If I'm not hard, then I've still got a problem. Things are still not right, but checking morning wood, that's one thing. Another thing, avoiding sex because of the what if questions. What if it happens again? What if I lose the erection? So intentionally knowing that I'm avoiding things escalating to the next level, whether it's a shift in my body language, whether it's avoiding a kiss, whatever it may be, we know we're doing it when we're doing it. Another example that I've experienced is not getting hard at all. When I was with somebody that I really liked and it didn't happen. I wasn't able to get hard in that moment. It feels awful, right? We feel like we don't know what to say and we feel ashamed, we feel embarrassed, we feel like we have to apologize. So that's another example. Losing the erection during sex, right? Or before climaxing, having to stay focused, having to think of other things, whether it's porn or past memories, whatever it may be. Having to do that in the moment to try and stay focused, to try and stay in the zone. I'm feeling like there's one part of me that I've got to stay focused, got to stay in the zone. And there's another part of me that's saying, well, what if you're losing the erection? It feels like you're going a bit softer. Okay, and then another example is checking during intimacy, right? Finding sneaky ways or sly ways to be able to put my hand on there and check the level of my erection. Am I hard? Is it going away again? Right, and noticing that when I do that, I'm not present with my partner. You know, that I've switched out of being present with them to going into my head and thinking about what if this happens again, or I need to check, I need to make sure, is everything okay? And then the what if thoughts start to happen again. So these are just a few examples, that list can go on, of what I have experienced personally. And I share these with you so that if you can relate to any of those, even if it's just one, to know that you're not alone in this journey. Asking these questions about if someone else has experienced this, or what's the one thing that we can do to get this sorted, or are we normal? It's totally okay to be asking these questions. And it is now about getting the right tools to get it sorted. It's absolutely possible to get this done. You know it, and I know it, because you're here watching this video. This is really about how much longer do we want to keep on asking endless questions? How much longer do we want to keep on feeling like we're not a man because of this? Because this doesn't need to go on. If you are ready for that to end, if you're ready to start seriously getting the tools to be able to get it sorted, then the performance anxiety quiz is the right place to start. Why do I say that? Is because it's about getting to the bottom of what's going on first of all, so that we can start to get a clear path forward rather than an endless search of information. So head to the comments below, click on that link to the performance anxiety quiz, and I look forward to seeing you there.